Hi India, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for catching up with us today.
No worries.
How have you been?
Yeah, I've been good, thank you.
Good. It's been a long time since we've caught up. There's been 3 lockdowns and we did get some sort of event season last year. We actually got to come to Little Downham with you, which was good fun, but it was a bit disrupted of a season, and yeah, it's been a busy winter in lockdown 3. What have you been up to?
Well, it's been a bit of a funny winter for me. In November I had a nasty fall and ended up breaking my collarbone, which did actually require surgery, so I was off games for 6 weeks, which was pretty rubbish, but the slightly bright side to it was that I got to go home and see my family. They live in Holland, and so I don't get to see them very often. So I got to spend Christmas at home, which was lovely. I came back to Pips at the end of December, and since then I've just been ticking along, getting the horses back into work. Luckily, one of my horses is owned by a lovely lady called Annabelle, and she kept him up and going for me whilst I was off, so it meant that my life was a lot easier when I got back to Pips. But the others have just been doing their hacking work in January. February we've started picking them up a bit in the school, and yeah, now gearing up to hopefully get out and about.
Great, and you've got some new additions to your stable. Can you tell us a bit about them?
Yeah, so I've got 2 lovely new young horses. Sadly, I retired my top one, the Masters Harry, at the beginning of the year, and so I've been trying to replace him for about 10 months, which has been a hard task, but I found a gorgeous 6-year-old that had been beautifully produced by Rosa Onslow. He's called Parkfield Baroque, which is Crispy for short, and he is owned by Annabelle Greville-Williams, and he is now 7. We did a couple of pre-novices on him last year, but he's quite a big moving, rangy horse, so we've taken it quite slowly just to allow him to strengthen up and kind of learn his job. And then about a month ago we bought a rising 5-year-old this year called Cooley Valentine, Nala for short. I actually bought her off Austin O'Connor, who I was previously based with before Pip for about 6.5 years, and she's gorgeous. I really, really love her. She's super athletic, blood, and really jumps, so I'm really excited to see what this year holds for her.
Fantastic.
That's really exciting. So you've got 3 really talented, exciting horses to get going with, and we just need a season to kick off now so you can go to some shows and have a party. Great. So British Eventing have, sort of rejigged the season a little bit. They're doing what they can, providing with the guidelines and the easing of restrictions. What do you think this means for all riders competing British Eventing, from amateurs to professionals alike?
I think that they're doing the best they can to give us a season. I think we're just going to have to try and make the best out of a slightly bad situation still. It probably is going to be another couple of, well, a good few months until events are going to be able to run as normal. I think they're all experiencing the effects of last year. It's really difficult for these big events to run without sponsors, without volunteers and all that kind of stuff. So although it's gutting to see the loss of, big events like Bramham and badminton, it's we are going to have to, I think, just hang tight until next year or the end of the season, really, for it all to start kind of really getting exciting again. But I think hopefully there should be enough for us to do to kind of get them going, to get the prep runs in, and I think BE are doing the best they can to give both professionals and amateurs the best kind of start to the season that they can.
Yeah, absolutely, and you're so right. It's so important that we remember that it's not just about the competitors and the organisers, it's the volunteers, the sponsors. There's so many people that go into these events, and it's just making sure that everything can be done safely with the right amount of people involved.
Yeah.
So now that badminton's unfortunately been cancelled, there's no Mitsubishi Motors Cup for grassroots riders. What other opportunities are there for riders at the lower levels?
Well, I think BE are doing a great job to make more goals for grassroots riders to aim at. more than just the Mitsubishi Motors. I don't know a massive deal about grassroots eventing, but like from being on the BE website and on their Facebook, I know that they've got this new novice master series, which is at intermediate novice level, and it's for your adult riders who have really consistent form at novice, that maybe don't have the aspirations to jump round advanced or go to big internationals. They've also bringing in a BE 93 day event. I know they used to have I think it might have been a BE 100 3-day event at Alden, but that cancelled a couple of years ago. So that's good to see that back, because I guess your 3 days are always kind of the pinnacle of your season. It's something exciting to look forward to, and stay away shows are always much more fun than your national ones. And then I also know that there's this CPI 1-star short format that they were meant to be trialing last year, but I think they're going to have a go at doing it this year, and it's at 3 venues. Don't ask me which ones, because I'm not 100% sure, but I know that that's also something for your lower level riders to aim at, and should be an exciting addition to the season.
Fantastic. So it's looking like it's going to be a really busy season. When we can get going, I think it will be quite busy, and that's some great opportunities for riders at all levels, which is fantastic. So what are your plans and aims for the 2021 event season?
So with Guinness, who is at intermediate level, I'm just going to continue to gain some consistent form on him this year. He's really great fun to ride cross country, and he loves what he does. So it's good for me, especially after having lost Harry, to have something to keep me going around some slightly bigger tracks. And I'll probably aim him for some short format 3 stars later on in the season, and maybe end on a long one, depending on how many internationals are available and how he goes. So that'd be really good if I could get him to an Osberton long format at the end of the year. Crispy, he's going to start out at 1 pre-novice, probably Tweezledown, which is the first event of the season, and then he's going to crack on novice, and we'll see how he goes. And then hopefully again he'll do the same, but at 2-star level he'll do some short formats, and then we'll aim him for a long format. He is 7, so in theory 7-year-olds are at intermediate, but I think especially with one like him, he's weak. Well, he's lovely and gorgeous and moves so well, but he is still weak and he's big, and I just don't want to push him, because I think it's really important when they're talented and young is to just consolidate everything at the lower level and do a few more runs than you perhaps need to, and then kind of they move up a little bit quicker, rather than having to come back down again if they get a bit green. And then Nala, she's probably going to come and do it out and do a few unaffiliated, and then maybe late spring come out and do some 5-year-old classes BE. I'm not in a big rush to kind of do a lot with her, but I'm going to do enough that she can come out with her for her 6-year-old season and get cracking, and maybe think about aiming her for Osberton 6-year-olds, or maybe Le Leon, depending on how she goes. So yeah, this season for her is about teaching her the ropes of eventing, making sure she enjoys her job, and everything's very positive.
Great, so you'll be busy laying the foundations for Nala whilst you're going around some bigger tracks with Guinness. Sounds like a pretty good season. Hopefully we can get going soon. It sounds fun. So finally, who is your rider to watch at this year's Olympics, and why?
Well, I'm gonna have to say Pip Funnel. Yeah, it would be so exciting if Pip could get there. She's got such a great string of horses at the moment. We'll just see what happens. It's difficult at the moment because Badminton's not on. It's not at the moment. It's not obvious what their selection trial will be. But yeah, Pip, I'm rooting for her.
And so, like you said, we're not obvious about you've still got the selection process to go through, and also with badminton cancelled, some these top riders, they might not be able to have the chance to run in an atmospheric situation at a higher level with their horse before the Olympics. How do you think that's going to be managed?
I mean, I guess that they probably aren't really sure at the moment either, because I think badminton cancelling was a little bit out of the blue. But I'm sure that the federation selectors will come up with a plan. Not going. I mean, we have such an experienced and talented pool of riders to pick out of that I'm sure that even without a badminton prep run, they'll all go and perform. But I'm sure that they will generate that kind of environment somewhere, to give kind of us as a nation the best chance of picking the best kind of combination of riders for the Olympics.
Absolutely, we'll trust in them, and we'll look forward to seeing who goes. I can't wait. It's going to be, another year that we've waited to see the action. It's going to be really exciting. So great. Well, thank you so much. It's been really great to catch up. I know that you've been super busy. You literally finished work 10 minutes before you came for our chat. So thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you out competing soon when we're allowed to come along and watch. And yeah, stay safe, and I hope to see you soon.
No worries. Great to catch up. See you soon.
Thanks. Bye.